What is up, sad boys? How are we doing? We gotta get back to the happenings in our little Canadian town, for we failed last week to get through our 2 episodes, and unfortunately, we have 3 to trudge through today. So we must keep our comments concise, we must pay attention, and we must be. But before we do that, I heard there was new music today. And if there is one thing you know about me, it's that I always take time out of my day to hear the new sounds coming from the artists that I know and love and trust. And today that is coming in the form of the United States Space Force, where they have unveiled their song, their American theme song that will play when they're doing their space excavations, their space excavations. Where's my fucking music? That was more than I could hope it would be. It had the sort of propaganda march that I thought it would. The lyrics seem to be focusing on some sort of invisible war front, how it's like space is the last frontier. It's endless and there's no limit to the sky, and we can see anything, do anything, expand ourselves past our own capabilities. Also, it's a war front and we gotta prepare for the oncoming invasions, whether it be from above or below. Us dear little humans, we need a fighting chance. Thank Jesus God every day that the United States is committed to being the first of occupying spatial space. It did have a catchy little tune. It almost feels like a little Zelda tune, like boo boo boo, boo boo boo, boo boo boo, bum 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 bum. That's just like the regular Zelda theme, right? Am I fucking dumb? Today on Degrassi Dissected, we shall be going over 3 episodes because we only got through 1. So we're gonna do Dressed in Black, Fight for Your Right, and How Soon Is Now, leaving the finale, Tears Are Not Enough, Part 1, and Part 2 for the next episode. And that should round out Season 2. It may have taken me almost 2 years to get through this season, but hey, that's just a thing. Let's see if there's some connected tissue, some connective theming between these 3 episodes. Whenever I read that Ashley and Jimmy are back together, but it doesn't feel quite the same, I know we're in for a good episode. Is this the one where him and Ash try making music, but then edits out her verse, or does she edit out his part? I don't know why I try predicting these things when I could literally just watch it on the screen right now in front of me. Let's go. Yes, can already tell you right now, absolutely, this episode is probably going to be a total jam it, a total A+. Look at her. We begin with piano, with a powerful bum, 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 bum. There's a candle in the forefront, foreboding. It's spooky. This feels like every emo girl's bedroom in 2003. Goth Ash is my favorite Ash. I'm all for this. I feel like I should be a little more gothy. I have secured my Wendy the Friendly Witch cloak, and I am ready to get dark and gothy with Degrassi. Let's go.
You're strong, but you can't feel it.
I love it.
A little tension, a little awkwardness from Jimmy Brooks. And that's understandable because, goddamn it, Ashley, I feel it too. A time and tested way to win over the heart of a potential lover, of a potential mate, is to sing to them, to serenade them, to caress their ear holes with your voice box and make them feel the butterflies in their tummies. But it's also a little weird to be like, hey, I'm so glad we're back together. Do you mind just sitting right there on the bed as I recite this entire ballad to you completely unprompted? Here we go.
You're strong, but you...
I also love how the song was like digging into him. You breathe, but you can't
strong,
see
but
it.
you can't
You're strong, but you can't feel it.
You're good, but you don't
You're good,
know
but you don't know it. She's talking about Jimmy because he's such a moron. He doesn't know he's a good boy. He is taking his life for granted, maybe a bad influence on the behalf of one spitter. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I did it. I'm an adult. I'm gonna get through this. I'm waving the flag. I'm an adult. Give me a second. I keep not looking at her face, and then I look back at her face, and it ruins me. I know what it looks like, but I'm surprised. Anyway, so Jimmy, please sit there on the bed while I tell you that you are better than us. You will be martyred one day for our sins. And then Jimmy's just supposed to sit there and just take this shit and just be like, wait, what? I think you f***ing think about me a little too much, girl. How about we hold off on the poetry for a while, okay?
It shows how glad I am we're back, rediscovering each other.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
We're really connected now. Now that we're 15-year-olds, we're really connected now.
I know you, the real you.
A little bit of a threat. I know you.
The real you.
You know a high school relationship is gonna last long when as soon as you get back together, you're talking about how much stronger and better the relationship is, and every conversation is just like, yeah, we're just really good for one another and like just better people now.
Attention, students. If you lost a keychain with a pink whistle on it, please see.
I didn't know this was a f***ing horror movie. They turned Ashy's gothness up to 1,000. And I am for it. Gothy Ashy is an icon. I feel like a basic f***ing bitch when I look at this blacked out queen over here. That My Chem reunion is really hitting all of us differently. They fucking told her to just black out her eyes. They're like, I don't know, gothy means dark eyes, dark eyes. Let's go black. I'm talking black eyes. I'm talking black holes on her face. Should we just make it a dark sunken hole? It's okay, she's a teenager. I didn't understand makeup either. You need a goth guidance counselor, someone to guide you through those awkward teen goth years. Some looks are powerful, but not all looks last the test of time.
It is nice of you to date the creepy chicks. Leave the hot ones for us.
This feels like a prototypical Peter. He has that button-up blue rich boy shirt, the blonde. None of them have any idea where their eyeline's supposed to be. This guy's looking way over here. I would say his eyeline is probably the closest to where Jimmy is. And then this guy, my bro, over here with the side bag like a fucking hero. His eyeline is straight over on these two cuties, chatting up this girl with the bell bottoms. See, these are the details you just don't get when you're in 4x3, and these are the details that really fill out the atmosphere for me. Does anyone know who the fuck this guy is?
Dr. Sally's sex talk.
As if I could forget about it with you talking about it every 2 seconds.
First you get the knowledge,
Whoa,
then you get the
part
power, then
two.
you get...
You don't want to know.
Dr. Sally is back
Now, in
in
addition to
town and
condoms,
she's
we
talking
have the
about
pill,
the sets.
diaphragm,
Condoms are pretty sexy, baby. You
Guys,
know where
there's nothing to be embarrassed
those
about.
go.
At the
Oh,
beginning
Dr.
of the
Sally
class,
didn't
Dr.
return.
Sally is
That's
in charge.
bullshit.
Being sexually responsible means being prepared. The best form of protection is abstinence.
Is he preaching abstinence only? Because he was saying wear protection, but the best form of protection is abstinence, which I guess technically is true. Manny, who braided your hair, girl?
No sex, you don't get pregnant or contract an STD.
But coach, have you considered that the alternative to abstinence is having sex?
Next time, we hope you enjoyed this classic presentation of Taming of the Shrew.
Any thoughts on Shakespeare's comic masterpiece?
Yeah, I have a thought. Why do we just watch the entire thing in the fucking gym, Quan? I'm laying on a thin-ass yoga mat over here. My ass hurts. Where did Jimmy get a rope? Why does Jimmy have a rope?
I've paired you up, and I want you to work on Act 2, Scene 1.
It seems that Dress in Black as a whole is retreading a lot of water. Jimmy and Ashley are back together. Ashley's being made fun of for being a little gothy. We're having another sets talk. We're being reminded of Dr. Sally. Now we're doing another Shakespearean play where we'll be put into pairs of two. But let's see if they go to different places with these subjects.
Have fun with it.
So,
Sexist? Outdated? Unfunny?
I'm just so glad we're on the same page.
Ashley paired with Craig Ferguson instead. Craig is actually kind of a rebel. Go figures. He doesn't really care for society or social norms. Perhaps the first ones to ever think that Shakespeare needs to be taken down a peg. Good luck, guys. I'm sure you'll capture that anti-authoritarian spirit.
Was it just me or was health class more than a little confusing? I mean, condoms. They're confusing.
Toby, my guy, you slay. And that is unmistakable. But he is confused by a condom, a simple itty-bitty condom. Rip the package open, realize it doesn't roll out, turn it around, roll it on your little whatever you guys have in Canada. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Stay away from the heated lubrications.
No. When do we buy them?
No time like the present.
Think about
That's exactly
Toby.
why.
That's a joke, right? Burn it, please.
Oh, but she looks so cute.
I understand not really connecting with old imagery of oneself, and I understand feeling a little awkward when other people hold on to that older image of you. But Ashley, a haircut does not mean you're a different person, and it's that type of shit that makes me not really root for Ashley. It's that type of shit that makes me not really care. I don't like Ashley. She's a gothic queen, but I hate how she's written.
JT, you do not need extra large.
Ribbed.
For her pleasure. Pina colada flavor?
Too bad they don't have bacon.
See, my boy Toby f***ing slays. He's going for the glow-in-the-dark ones. That's a lot of fun. I think this is good, though. We're showing a good thing. The kids are trying to buy condoms for the hypothetical future of safe sex, something that is horrifying and difficult for every youthful person looking to get their on, but not necessarily their baby on. I'm here to tell you that it's okay. Having a child in high school will turn a lot more heads.
Did he give out condoms?
What?
Relax. I just think that kids should have access to condoms.
What?
Important issue. Hey, Jimmy?
What?
It sure is, Ashley. And maybe you shouldn't be preaching at the dinner table when people are like sat down and they don't really have a choice. But I do agree with the sentiment. Children should have access to condoms. Who cares if they're actually using them or not? I hate parents so much. I fuck parents so much. Jesus Christ. Moms are the worst things to ever happen to this country, I swear. Okay, in my house, we bun our burgers ourselves. I wouldn't grab a pre-bun burger. Each person's burger preference speaks to them as an individual American. It's in our Constitution.
Condoms suggest that kids should be having sex.
Bullshit, Jeff.
But at least they should be protected.
Jimmy, what do you think?
You all have really good points.
I'm sorry, Ashley. I don't really want to talk about sex in front of your parents. Read my body language, Ashley. Even if you're 100% right in this moment, read the room.
You're the genius who talked me into buying them. They're your problem now.
Bravo.
That's it, Spinner. Walk and talk.
Couple of questions here. Why did Toby possess all the condoms? I thought Toby just had the glow-in-the-dark ones, but when he came in, he had the entire bag of condoms, to which JT, with his locker fully open with condoms, decides to pick on the biggest bully in the school, in which, of course, Spinner is gonna push him in a locker. JT's a dweeb. That's what you do. You push them into lockers. Which, knocked down all of the condom boxes. Did you say it was in front of Manny and Emma as well? In that moment, I would simply...
They must be Toby's. That's gross.
He's planning with my sister?
I forgot Spinner and Kendra are connected. Okay, Toby's dead. I'm sorry. Toby is dying in this episode. Bless him. He's slayed. Rest in peace, Toby.
Need some help with that?
It's for Jimmy.
Yeah, no problem. Hope he likes it.
Jimmy.
Whatever this dynamic is, this triangle that they're creating between Jimmy, Ashley, and Craig, I don't like it. Ashley should probably just date Ellie, and Craig should be on medication.
It's supposed to replace that one.
More pictures of you, the better. Why?
I mean it. Which do you like more?
The old one. Okay, the old one.
I mean, it's a better picture. It's just lit better. I don't know what to tell you, Ashley. Just because you're more comfortable this way doesn't mean it has to be everyone's preferred look. I'm pro Jimmy. How did Ashley, discovering that her boyfriend doesn't really like the new version of her or the version of her that she has become, why do I then feel bad for Jimmy, who is completely neglecting her emotions? That ring light isn't lighting shit. When I'm doing my makeup, I like to have a low fucking Thompson. Give it like a nice sunset, because I feel like golden hour is the time of day that everyone should do their makeup for. It's only 1 hour, but you should look your best for it. What the Ashley? Goddamn, stop being weird. Just stop being weird about it.
Ash. Wow. Well, you actually look alive.
Just an outfit.
Everyone take your seats,
Holy
please.
shit. People did not
Spinner's
scrutinize
locker page?
each
Why do
other's
you want me
clothes
to
that
die?
much in high
Trying to
school.
save
I
your
feel
life.
like,
Could
did
try
I
to
even
avoid
go
it
to
for the
high
rest of
school?
the year.
I don't remember
What about
anymore.
Kendra?
How old am I?
12?
And what grade am I in?
7?
And you thought I'd have sex with you? Pervert!
I'm on Kendra's side with that.
What's with the style rewind anyway? The goth look was sort of working for you. Why the change? I have to go. I have to meet Craig.
Paige, in a moment of support, I don't trust it. I feel like Paige is constantly living life like she is within the walls of the Big Brother house. She's constantly manipulating and pushing fights between one another to always position herself as the head person in charge, the leader of the group, of the clique. But in a rare moment, she seems to be a genuine friend to Ashley, which sends Ashley off. Maybe I shouldn't change.
The way Petruchio wants to change Kate, isn't it out of love?
Ash, the guy's a sexist pig.
I know. I read the play, but
But nothing. Even if he wasn't, he'd still be a jerk. Because if he really loved Kate, he'd love her for who she is.
We can always improve, Craig. Can always get better. I say the best relationships are the ones where you like the person and you're so empathetic towards the person that you take it upon yourself to improve yourself for said person. Now let's watch the murder of one Toby Isaac.
Go ahead. But I want you to know that the reason I bought that stuff was because I really like your sister. If I was gonna have sex with Kendra, which I'm not, I'd want to take care of her. Having sex never even occurred to me until JT started talking about being prepared and
JT. So this was JT's idea.
So it would seem that Hazel and Jimmy Brooks just did the material, but they were wearing football and cheerleader outfits, and then their contribution to the written dialogue was to
Give me an L-O-V-E, go run!
and that's really what Shakespeare's about. Team in the Shrew, finding that love, give their performance a solid C+. Quan, they don't deserve that A.
And he makes Kate into the perfect wife for him. His own cheerleader.
Has Ashley not been supportive of Jimmy,
Ready?
though? Has Ashley ever put Jimmy
Yeah,
down? Because
for
it
real.
really seems like Ashley is just not in support of herself. He's just not cheerleading her. Am I reading it wrong? Oh, Ellie, those boots.
For I am born to tame you, Kate. To a Kate conformable as other household Kates. I must and will have Catherine to my wife.
Drama students taking shit a little too seriously, got a little too real with the performance. We're just in a classroom here, not really trying to change minds or move hearts.
Wow.
I'm feeling a solid A for their interpretation.
Tell us
Students,
why you
maybe
felt
you
that?
shouldn't choke each other, even if it's pretend.
breaking a person.
Let's not do
Their
that.
spirit.
Like his new look? There's enough pressure out there about having sex. She doesn't need any more from you two.
Resolution of JT and Toby buying condoms is Spinner used the glow-in-the-dark condoms to humiliate JT, just like he felt humiliated at the thought of Kendra having sex, though I did really appreciate Spinner's message about there's enough pressure in the world to have sex. She doesn't need any more from you two.
I signed it like you asked.
The divorce papers.
We cling to one another, the storm raging around. My head slips under the water. Drift away. Leave your comfort behind.
She's walking away from her breakup. Stop it. Stop it. Ashley might quite possibly be the funniest fucking character ever written in the history of television. He wrote a yearbook breakup poem because he didn't like her gothy look. And as he read it out loud, she slowly backed away from him. This was goodbye. Even though they still have class together. Goodbye, Jimmy Brooks. Love, Ashley. Unfortunately, this was not the episode that I thought it was. The one where they're making music together and they cut each other out of the song. I believe that comes in a later season. This episode ending in the breakup, once again, of Ashley and Jimmy after they just got back together. Unconvincing in the sense that I don't really feel that their conflict, their drifting apart, was as intense or dramatic as Ashley made it. Jimmy at every turn reinforced that he appreciated the older look and the previous more preppy, less depressing version. If she cannot have Jimmy like her for who she is, then they simply cannot be together since he is not dating her, but instead trying to date a past version of her. Girl got to do what a girl got to do. I'm feeling a nice A- next episode.
Ms. Nelson, how do you propose to get genetically modified foods out of the calf?
Already upset. Unlike our last episode, starting with all the things that make me go, ooh, having Emma on her high ecological horse talking about genetically modified fruits, which and I get it, but the cafeteria isn't really your place to fight the battles, hon. Every time a character is on the right side, either politically or socially, this show has a tendency of making them insufferable. Will they make her the villain once again?
How many more times are we going to do this mock debate?
Until I'm ready for the big meeting. Second period tomorrow.
You're more than ready for radical.
Is it a debate or a
Archie,
proposal?
relax.
Archie, relax.
I'm not used to
Best Emma look. Bucket hat
on the warpath
flipped up.
that are
She's
be
gonna
proud of.
catch that
She's
rainwater
Degrassi's very own
and
Joan of
use
Arc.
it to water her
Joan of Arc
organic
was a
garden.
lunatic who took
But Joan was also brave and strong and an inspiration to women everywhere.
Yeah, Joan of Arc was a real inspiration, Manny. Joan of Arc really inspired me to become the woman that I am today. And that I'll probably get burned at the cross for being who I am.
Help needed in the calf. You applying for that?
I don't know, Spinner. Working in the calf probably sucks.
Marco with the pop collar. Good choice. Love this look. If no one else knows he's gay at this point, I don't know what else he could do.
We know it's unrealistic to expect all GM foods out of the cap.
But a number of companies do sell non-genetically modified foods.
We can order as much food from them as possible.
Did you get throat surgery? What's going on here? The poor girl has a fucking turtleneck on. Is this not Manny? Is this not Manny? Am I being mean? Holy shit, this isn't me.
They add scorpion DNA to make them resistant to pests. Of course, nobody knows what eating scorpion DNA will do to us.
What? That's her problem? That's the problem with genetically modified food? It's not just the scorpion DNA, Emma. It's about all the pesticides they use and the measures in which they use to do mass crops make it also increasingly likely that fecal-borne diseases are generated because of tainted water from the farm's overabundance reliance on the water sources around them, Emma. But scorpion tomatoes? That's a fucking line for you, girl. This is why she's a villain.
Making crops resistant to drought and disease might be worth the risk.
Not if it makes more disease, asshole. Homegrown foods are just so much better, but they're smaller. That's the thing, smaller tomatoes, but they're juicier.
Okay, let's wrap
They're
up with
so
a little
much
free
better.
internet.
Is Spinner looking up how much Jimmy's clothes were? And an iPod, Jimmy, bro. You're able to listen to that at
cost
school?
like $500. Just dad going overboard as usual. It's like the Mercedes-Benz of MP3 players.
Dude, that is the specific brand ambiguous MP3 player that we all know. It's like it's my pod to play music, you know? Put my tunes on my pod, the Mercedes-Benz, the one that everyone wants that we can't directly tell you what brand it is.
Since Quan broke my Discman last year, I'm back to cassettes. Sucks to be you.
Sucks being a broke-ass bitch, doesn't it, Spinner? I feel it.
The apples got fish stuff in them? Man, that's messed up.
That's what I mean.
I don't know, I don't usually care about this kind of stuff, but...
I don't really care about this kind of stuff, but since it's coming out of your mouth, Toots, it really sounds interesting. For some reason, the way you say it really got me thinking there's fish stuff. I love Marco. His outfits are perfect. No notes. 0 notes on Marco's outfits.
Well, if your parents do love Spinner so much, why don't they take him shopping?
I like this shirt.
Yeah, I like it too. Grade 7. Is that supposed to be a joke? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because you're poor, Spinner. It's Jimmy Brooks, not Jimmy Brooks, bitch. Ethical dilemmas over here.
If I was starving to death in the third world, I'd rather die of cancer in the future than not have a future at all.
Weird point to take, Ellie, but I guess I agree. Starvation, cancer, same side, same coin, same cause, capitalism. You know what I'm saying? Industrialization puts people in poverty. I'm gonna shut up now.
Time for the morning announcements.
First up, a very special announcement, live from the cafeteria.
I thought Liberty was doing a little dance up there. I thought she was like, all right, live from the cafeteria.
Some people have been questioning the quality of my food of late.
And Sheila sauce is always free.
For in my cafeteria, kids come first.
In my cafeteria growing up, our lunch lady, bless her heart, created what she called tachos. So we had a taco salad bar line. So some days it would be tacos. You would go up, choose your meat, and then all the toppings would be up for grabs. You just load it up the way you want, you're good to go. And it would alternate with nacho day. But on tacho day, you would get the taco, but then she would put nacho chips on top of it. So all the toppings that fall through your little nachos, they end up in a burrito. So at the end of your meal, you have a little fucking burrito that you can roll up and yum, 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 yum. I also gained like 30 pounds during my sophomore year. So
You know what I just said about giving up?
Tournament details as soon as they are available.
I lied.
I'm vindictive. I have spite now. If there's anything that motivates me, Emma, it is spite.
You're actually buying this toxic junk?
Hey, watch it. That's slander.
Hey, watch your fucking mouth over there.
Back my lunch.
That was good. I like the setup. We've been paying attention this whole time to how rich Jimmy is. That's our B storyline. Spinner is jealous of Jimmy because Jimmy is rich as fuck and he keeps getting the coolest things. His Kool-Aid sign is dope as hell. God damn. $120 for a sweatshirt. Our A storyline, Emma fighting with the GMO lace food of the cafeteria. And here, 10 minutes in, both storylines collide when we see Jimmy's brand new, beautiful clothes that we know he's been gifted from his parents, tarnished by the GMO-induced food. This is a little bit of synergy between the two storylines that you don't normally get in Degrassi. We've never had a cafeteria food fight. Why would you? It wastes a lot of product. You would all get in trouble. You wouldn't get your lunch and your clothes would be ruined. I don't know if it looks fun. I'd rather just eat my lunch.
But I didn't throw anything.
You started it by all accounts.
You're punishing me for protesting?
Just like the cops.
Mr. Simpson will support me.
Sorry, Emma, you're going to learn an important lesson that regardless of how much Archie may pretend to love you, he is a slave to his livelihood. In all honesty, work is how you support the family, and without the job, there's no family. So,
Green color, this should be a smooth rainbow with no banding or dots. Now, just as important as the color are the gamma and the contrast.
No. Don't stop it. That was straight facts. Gamma, contrast. We gotta make sure that shit is taken care of.
Wait till tomorrow, you're suspended.
Why? For speaking my mind?
It's called freedom of speech, and I have a right to an education.
Hey, hold on there, Missy. Freedom of speech is our thing down here.
Since you're my new dad, I thought you'd support me.
That's a rough card to pull out, Emma. My real dad would support me. Well, he didn't, Emma, because he's not. He's in an insane asylum. An asylum. Hey, it's this guy again. Is this Peter? Is this our first version of Peter?
Well, you said you would do anything to get your hands on a model like this.
What model is that, Spinner? I just
$120.
can't place
At that price?
what it is.
Deal.
For $100, dude. What the fuck? Scumbag move, Spinner. That is a scumbag move. Bonafide fuck scumbag, dude. Selling your friend so you can buy a hoodie to impress him. Ugh. Now we're about freedom of speech. This is a free speech case
You about done here,
now.
Miss Nelson? You either apologize for all this on tomorrow morning's video announcements, or you get a 1-week suspension.
Since authority has authority and no one is gonna challenge it, Emma now has to make a morning announcement apologizing for her disruptions. Wow, Emma is really a little agent of chaos. She's fighting for the right to fight the good fights that are more important, but she has to do this one first. You gotta get your little battles, then you can come in with your bigger battles. I get it. It's a good strategy. I'm with you, Emma.
I'm sorry, okay? For what? For making fun of your shirt or whatever.
So will the other boy come up informing Jimmy that Spinner is trying to sell him an MP3 player? Spinner will make the morally conscious choice to give his unbranded MP3 player back to Mr. Jimmy Brooks. I'm sure Spinner will do the right thing, but can their relationship survive it?
Best friends again. Hey, Spinner. Why don't we just walk to school tomorrow, okay? I'll be happier then.
Money for the MP3 player that you promised me. You know, that one from that brand, the top of the line brand. It is actually a really good deal, Jimmy, and you should feel pissed that you're taken such advantage of.
I can't apologize for doing something I believe in.
In life, you're gonna have to eat a lot of shit. And this is the first of many moments where you're gonna have to lose a battle. I'm sorry, this is just the cruel reality of the world that even when you think something is in the right, even when you feel justified in every bone of your body, the only thing that matters is what the voice of authority says. Better get some authority of your own, Ems.
Spin. It's Gavin when I'm in the hairnet. You're my best friend. Was.
Jimmy Brooks out of a girlfriend and out of a best friend. These are tough times.
Fellow students, staff, and faculty, I've been asked here this morning to apologize to you and to Mr. Radich.
But I ain't fucking doing it. The food you're eating's poisoning you, and the shit they're teaching you is fucking whitewash.
You can agree or disagree with me about GM foods. That's not the point. The point is, I have a right to express my opinion.
But you don't have a right to be so annoying about it. I have a right to be like, hey, Emma, shut the fuck up, please. She's strong because the establishment is against her. All I was doing was fighting for free speech, and then Twitter suspended me just because I tweeted out a simple little.
Guess I'm going home now, huh?
Yes, you are.
What an interesting note to end on. Emma suspended from school, her perfect record tarnished. Story 8, Emma fighting the good fight, trying to get genetically modified foods out of the cafeteria because she learned something scary. Maybe she watched the news and it made her feel frightened. So now she's on a mission to fight them. This is about free speech, and I must be a warrior for all warriors. That's perfectly in line with how Emma would act, and I may not agree with her actions, but I also believe that one must act out their convictions, and I give it to Emma for being a little agent chaos, a little eco-terrorist that she is. The B storyline involves Spinner's jealousy over Jimmy's new clothes, the expenditures that he is able to pull off, and especially in high school when material objects are so coveted. I understand why Spinner would have the want to steal away the happiness, to steal away that thing that he feels like he deserves so he can buy himself a hoodie and appear rich. And you can make the right choice to work for it, like a good little capitalistic labor force that you will grow into. I agree that Jimmy breaking off their friendship felt a little more organic than Ashley's departure in the last episode. And I also feel like Emma's fight was in character with her, and she got exactly what she deserves. I like that big things are happening, that characters are starting to leave this season differently than how we came into it. Fight for your right. I'm gonna give it an A because one more to go. Are you tired yet?
What you did changed my life. I still can't sleep without my light on.
We're gonna get a little heavy in this episode, so content warning. We're talking about sexual assault, and specifically the episode in which Paige Michalchuk was raped by a high school football player of a rival school. I like that we're bringing it back up. Of course, I'm not happy that she has PTSD, but I do like that we're exploring it, and there seems to be more of an impact on it than, say, the situation that Emma went through in the pilot episode that they have done everything to kind of erase and smear over. This episode might be heavy, but I do think we're going to get some good material out of it, and anything to make Paige Michalchuk more empathetic, to be more of a rounded out character, then I think this show's doing a service. And these are the kinds of episodes that gives Paige a reason to be such a main focus of the series, even long past her expiration date. Didn't they give Paige like 3 movies to send her off in?
I made a mistake going upstairs with you, but Dean, you made more than a mistake. You made a choice.
You've stopped blaming yourself.
Good. Paige is growing. She's not blaming herself. She said no. And that is important to remind yourself that you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't deserve it. You didn't ask for it. It's important to understand that your autonomy and your agency was not a factor at the moment. Therefore, your decision making in that moment should not be a point of shame or anger or guilt on your part. Just my 2 cents, not a licensed therapist, though I have one on TV.
I'll pencil you in anyway.
Pencil away, but it is a waste of an appointment. I'm over this.
I bet you we're gonna find out. Paige, very much not over it.
Hey, boys.
Oh, Marco just casually leaning back on a door frame, breaking his neck over here. Right in the door frame where everyone walks through, that's where we be leaning. Hell yeah, boys love fucking leaning in right in over one another where one can dominate the other, talk down to them softly in a conversation.
You sure you don't want to direct?
Positive. Listen, I trust you. Your love brings tears to my eyes. Just wish everyone could be as lucky.
Guys, it's Marco. Look at his sweatshirt. There's no sexual energy here. Come on, Craig. Use your brain over there. How long are you gonna be the beard, Ellie? How long can you be the beard? Be the beard you dream of.
Bardell, your boyfriend's back.
He's coming to my school.
That's uncomfortable. Now she has to confront him, which is like, you think I'll go through my entire life just not running into them and I'll just be vigilant and kind of always on the lookout for them. But then when you're like directly confronted and you can't escape it and there's nothing you can do, fuck. Paige, I'm sorry.
I wanted to ask about pressing charges.
Well, the police will get involved. You'll probably be asked to testify.
Then we send him to jail?
If there's enough evidence, yes.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That makes it tough. You might want to put them in jail, but rapists rarely go to jail, and that is a fact of life. Another hard lesson learned in the halls of Degrassi.
So what, I go to court, tell the truth, and I could still lose?
Especially like a young boy that's on the high school team. It was a mistake. He didn't know what he was doing. He has a bright future. He's a star quarterback. Everyone loves him. He has lots of friends. Dean's never done anything bad. His grades are excellent. Obviously, no one else experienced this side of him but Paige. Unfortunately, in the eyes of the law, bum bum.
This is the perfect vegetarian dish. From your perfect boyfriend.
Your perfectly straight boyfriend, just so in love, just so happy over there, you two. JT, you're so genuine. You're really gonna pick her up.
Night of the party. You were there. Who did Spirit come to see?
I said no.
Everyone there saw a girl who wanted it.
Ooh, so not only is Dean a rapist, but he's like proud of it. He's like a piece of shit rapist. They didn't want to make it like, oh, he's kind of a cool guy. Maybe he feels sorry for what he did. Obviously rooting for Paige, regardless of who he is. Rooting for Paige now to just fucking destroy him, which I guess will make it even more soul-crushing when he doesn't get destroyed. And then that's the message of the story. If that's where they're going with this, then I think I'm on board. If he gets some sort of comeuppance, then I don't know how I feel.
Paige dumped me, then did it with him.
And what if it wasn't like that? What if she said no?
That's a tough spot for Hazel because you obviously want Spinner to be aware of the situation, but you also know that it's not your information to tell. And I like that we're seeing other characters having to grapple and dancing around this metaphorical elephant that's just weighing on their shoulders that everyone can see, but they don't understand the context of. And also Marco's doing non-binary perfume commercials. That is happening as well. Love the funding in this school. Incredible. They have photography lights and backgrounds.
Marco, that's the 7th take.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
But ever since then, you've been treating me like you're slave.
Funny, because that's how I always feel around you. You may not like what you're doing here, but it's way better than some flaming...
Ellie, what the dude? I thought you were an ally. And you're gonna call my boy Marco out like that? You apologize to his little tough. He may be sizzling, but he's not quite flaming yet.
That's what this is about. The fact that I can't be who you want.
Can't or won't.
You want what? Ellie, what the fuck, girl? Like, Ellie, it's a fucking choice? I'm sorry, Marco, have you tried to give women a chance? Have you tried? Ellie really went down like a full peg in my book from that. What a piece of shit.
I'm going home.
Paige.
You were right. I should have stayed there. Dean wins again. Earlier, I saw you and Dean talking outside. Just don't be alone with him, okay?
I know you guys had a date, and I know he never called you back, and I know you're jealous. Get over it.
If you know they had sex and you know he never called her back, then he's not a nice guy, Manny. I think you're kind of thinking with your here, Manny. Maybe you should and listen to Paige for once, Manny.
Yeah. He raped me. And no one in the world seems to be able to do anything about it.
And what is JT gonna do about it? He is but a boy dressed like a cougar panther. What is he gonna do about it, Paige? JT is compassionate enough where he's gonna feel for you. He's gonna be there for you, girl. I don't know if he's emotionally capable of handling the weight of such information. He is a solid guy, though. JT, when he needs to be, is a solid guy. I'm sure those padded mascot paws are really gonna leave an impact.
Paige, what's going on?
Nothing.
Something happened to you.
I just got what I asked for, right?
He took it too far, like Hazel said, right?
I have one thing to say to you, Dean. Get ready, because I am coming after you this time, not like Spinner or the mascot.
I'm ready. Tell Bob. Tell Bob. Oh, that wasn't it? That wasn't her coming after him? I thought that was like gonna be her opportunity. Tell him off. But she didn't tell him off. She was like, hey, someday when you think you're safe, when you think you've made it away from me, I'll be waiting there in the dark to take what you love the most away from you. Girl power. Girl boss power.
So much for us being as one, huh?
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Are you still confused?
No.
Oh, honey, I was never confused. I am gay as a day I came into this world. Say it with your chest, Marco. Sorry. dear, I love you dearly.
I want to press charges.
So no more conversations with Dean.
It's your word against his. Let's hope he's so inept that he just up the testimony.
I want to scare him, Miss Sauvé. So bad he doesn't ever think of doing this to someone else.
I'm not really in the department of revenge. I'm a school therapist.
I traded a shift so I could spend lunch with you.
But doesn't he also have to go to class? I don't know how this
Some of
lunch
us
work
are
program works.
good.
Wow, give it up, everybody, to Linda Schuler and Stefan Stone. Paige Michael Chuck, once the Degrassi mean queen, now one of the most sympathetic characters on our TV show, for she has gone through something horrific. The more that she lets people learn about her trauma, the more she shares that trauma, the more that she can connect again and feel alive, even if she herself may not be as strong as she thought she was. He did not get his comeuppance. Not yet. No, no, no. We're gonna have to wait for future episodes for court proceedings. I love court drama. A storyline had to do with Paige, and all that shit was fucking stellar. B storyline had to deal with Marco's sexuality, once again, trying to figure out who he is and what he can be to Ellie. And they feel it tearing at themselves till Ellie can't take it anymore. And she's like, what are you, Marco? Are you with me? Or are we, well, not enemies, but like not together? Are we just friends? Your gay friend is your gay friend. And there's nothing you can do about that, Ellie. You just kind of have to accept that. And what you can do is just be a good person for him. Like, what, you're gonna stop caring for him because he doesn't want to date you? Ellie said some dicey things this episode, and I think painting her that harshly was important in order to give Marco that push to really make that decision. You have a definitive Marco declaration that he is gay and he is here to stay, and I am proud of that little Hispanic boy. Going places in Degrassi. What a strong episode. Interesting that out of our 3 episodes we had today, the first one I would grade at a A-. The second one was a solid A story, but this one, this Paige Michael Chuck episode and the emotional resonance that this character has had, I would give this episode an A+. We really went up in quality with each episode, and I'm glad I saved these 3 to do today. The main thing is Jimmy doesn't have any friends and Paige is making a lot more. Things are changing in Degrassi. Wow. What a fun time I had talking about Degrassi with you. Really just put my cloak on for that one scene with Ashley, but it, when in Rome, we're gonna do as the Romans do and wear red cloaks. Different occasions, of course. Thank you for watching Degrassi Dissected, and I will be here next time to talk about 2 more episodes, our final 2 episodes of season 2. Where will our characters end up and where will they be when we come into season 3? I am excited to keep watching these, for I have no other video ideas. So congratulations, this is what we're doing. Degrassi 24/7 all the time. Thank you for watching. I'm Grayson Todd. Stay swazzy, stay posy, watch some good shit, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Thank you for stopping by. And that's, as they say, all she